What's going on? What's going on? Let me know how we sound. Let me know how we sounded. I hear a little static. Let me try to fix the mic. What's going on, New? I see you up in here. So we didn't really miss anything. We're looking for a retest right here on GJ. And then we're waiting to see what GU's doing right here. But let me try to fix this mic really quick. I think we should be a little bit better. But yeah, as of right now, I don't really like how the charts are looking. We do have a couple possible setups right here on GJ and GU. But besides GJ and GU, I'm not really liking how gold's looking, NAS100 NQ or US30. So unless it does something when the news pops up and we see what happens going into New York session, I'm most likely probably not going to touch those today. So I was looking for a GU sell here, but as you can see, right before London session, it failed to hold as resistance. So now we're back playing ring around the rosy. Again, we just need some volume so we can have some regular lower lows or higher highs getting made. Until then, we just got to be real patient and picky with the setups. Same thing with GJ. We wrote, let's get rid of this real quick. That must have been from the TikTok live yesterday. Shout out to those that was in the TikTok live. But yeah, we're going to be looking for buys on GJ. GJ broke this level. We're just waiting for a retest right here. So if GJ can maintain 210.40 as support, we're going to be looking for buys going to 211.20. We're just waiting for a retest right here. And then we're watching GU to see if it's going to break back below 34.85, 34.80. If we hold 34.80 as resistance, we can look for sales going down to 34.65, 34.60. Make sure to like the lives. You'll hop up in here, y'all, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We're almost at 4,900 subscribers. We can get to that easily. Got a new video dropping for y'all later on today as well. Make sure you have your notice on to be on the lookout for that. But you already know the drill, y'all. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. What's going on, Doug? I see you up in here. So we do have 8:30 news today. So the way the charts are looking, if I see a setup, I might take one, but I'm probably gonna wait for New York session the way the charts are looking right now. But we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. Like always, y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. Want me to look at any charts, drop in the chat. All right, we're looking for a retest right here, y'all. We're looking to see if we can maintain this level of support right here. Those just joined the stream, we have not entered this trade yet. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free student, free Telegram. Y'all see on your screens how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. Why am I waiting to enter? Because I like to wait for the retest. I like to wait for the retest. I don't like to just breakout trade. I don't like to just wait for price to touch a level. I like to wait for a retest, right? So I look right here. Now again, there's always exceptions to the rule, but I find with the way I trade, I win more trades waiting for the retest. So let's look right here at GU, right? And this is a good question. You see how price pushed down here, right? So let's say you was trying to go for a sell setup here without waiting to see if price could hold as low as resistance. You would have took a loss, right? Or let's say you try to go for a sell here as soon as price broke this level. You would have took a loss. Same thing here, you would have took a loss, right? So I like to wait for the retest because I want to see price not just break a level, but show that it can maintain and hold the level. You see what I mean? Because just like right here, we can see here our price bounced, but failed to hold the level of support. So it just broke this level. So I'm waiting to see if it can hold this level of support right here. Right, even on the 5 minute, didn't retest the level, just blew above it. So I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. Again, when it comes to trading, the way I trade, I only want to go for setups that meet all my rules and confirmations, right? That's why our win rate's so high, because we literally go for this a particular setup every single day, right? When all my confirmations are met, I have the highest likelihood of winning the trade. So until I see all my confirmations or I see market structure I like, I simply just don't take the setup. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, that's why we're waiting right here. That's why we're waiting right here. And even if it takes off here, that's completely fine, right? Because again, you're not making or losing any money until you enter a trade, right? Again, I'm not trying to take every setup. As long as my rules are met and I take that setup, I'm gonna win, right? If a chart moves without me, that's completely fine. That's completely fine. Y'all be watching the live streams, y'all see that happen all the time, right? Like for example, the buy setup on GU yesterday. I told y'all we could see buys. I think I might have deleted it. Yeah, like right here yesterday, right? I told you we could look for buys here. But I told you I wasn't going to go for the setup, but GU did the move I was looking for, right? But I didn't take that setup because that wasn't a setup I wanted to take. So again, you need to know what type of setups you like, and you need to consistently go for those setups. You can't just keep on doing one thing one day, another thing the next day, right? But yeah, a lot of these charts, I really don't like how they're looking right now, especially like the indices and futures. I did not take this setup. This was a trade I did from yesterday. I did not take that setup. That thing did not play out and hold this low at support until 1 o'clock yesterday. But the game plan's still the same. We are still bullish on gold, but again, we can just see prices just ranging. We do got news at 8:30, so we're going to see what happens between now and then. But like always, y'all got any questions, drop in the chat and I got y'all. But yeah, NAS100 looks disgusting as well. And the US30 is just choppy. We just got to break out of the choppiness so we can go back to our regularly scheduled program. But whether we like, love, or hate it, consolidation and choppiness is just part of the game, especially when it comes to like NAS100 and the S&P lately, right? We had like clear bearish momentum at the beginning of the month, and then things just slow down, right? We can see things just slow down, low volume, a bunch of wickedness. You can see the consolidation. So depending on how price plays out today, we're going to be looking to see if price is going to break these lows and continue the downtrend, or we're going to be looking to see if we can take out this highs here and start the uptrend. So that's kind of what we're looking for. That's why I'm not really looking at NAS, because again, it's 50-50. I don't want to take a trade that's 50-50, so I'm going to wait for some volume to come in to see if we're going to take this low out or take the highs out to the left. And then US30, we're kind of in a similar situation with US30. We're going to look at US30. Let's get rid of this really quick. Same thing, right? Just chopping this. So you don't want to trade in choppiness, because if it's choppy, there's low volume. Low volume means prices are going to struggle to break resistance and support levels. And if there's low volume, prices struggling to break resistance and support levels, you're not going to really be able to take a nice setup in those conditions. So GJ is pushing, but we're still going to wait. Again, y'all got any questions, drop in the chat and I got y'all. And if y'all don't understand how to trade news days, either just trade before news or trade after news. Right? So if you don't take a setup, I recommend, if you don't take a setup between now and 6 a.m., just wait for the news to pop off, then look for a setup 9 o'clock, 9:30 open. But this is the last week of the month. After this is the next month. And then I think in like a week or two, we have like the time change and shit like that. So next week's going to be interesting as well. I kind of want to see some action today. That way next week will be a little bit smoother to trade. Because if we don't really see shit go on today, you know, so we have to wait till next week. What time framework? I go over it in Playmaker University. Just rewatch the videos. I go over the time frame in the Playmaker University videos. Yeah, so just rewatch that section. Like I said, just take your time watching all the videos, because there's a lot of information, especially when you're new. So just take your time watching the videos. Some things you're going to have to rewatch. Like I remember when I was first getting into trading, I remember I had to rewatch the same videos like 4 times just for it to make sense. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just go back to the ones that's titled. Matter of fact, let me grab my phone so I can tell you what the title of the video is, so you can go straight to it. Yeah, it's titled How to Mark Off Key Price Low. So yeah, just go back to the Playmaker University. So click the pinned videos, the one with the link with the YouTube. Whoever put that thumbs down, you're funny. You're funny. I saw that shit. I said, man, y'all funny as hell. It's my bad, y'all. My bad. But we're here. You know what I'm saying? We're here. Now, GJ is taking off without us, but it is what it is. I ain't tripping. I'm still going to wait. Still going to stick to my rules and wait. It is all good. It is all good. If y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. Want me to look at any charts, drop in the chat. Make sure to hit that first link description, join the free student, free Telegram. As far as how we're doing this week, we are 5-1 this week. We caught some nice setups yesterday. Again, there were smaller setups, the smallest setups out the week, but we talked about that in the TikTok live yesterday. So if y'all was not in the TikTok live, y'all got to tune into the TikTok lives. All right, y'all. They will be more being recorded on YouTube as well. But I just got to get my setup together, and also my signal's kind of tripping, so I got to get that stuff together so I can multi-stream. All right, I need to get a new charger too, a longer one too, that way, because my phone, I don't know what's going on with my phone. My phone hasn't been lasting long lately. I don't know. But yesterday we took 2 setups. We took these setups during the live stream yesterday as well. Well, not those setups. We took these setups during the live stream yesterday. Well, we didn't take this one during the live stream, but we broke down these setups during the live stream. We took the NAS one during the live stream. Then Wednesday, we took 2 setups. We took this GJ setup during the live stream, and we took this gold setup during the live stream on February 25th. Then Monday, we took this GJ setup. Had to re-enter it, got wicked out. We took the setup during the live stream. We got wicked out, had to re-enter a New York session. But yeah, that's how we're doing so far this week. As far as last week, we went 3-0. The week before that, we went 5-0. And the week before that, we went 5-1. And then we wrapped up last month, January, 20 wins, 3 losses. So after today, next week, I'm going to have to do the recap of this month and tally all that stuff up. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, we're just waiting, y'all. We're just waiting. And we're going to just let GJ do his thing. We're just going to let GJ do his thing. GU's rejecting as well. Let's see what Gold's up to. Let's see what Gold's up to. If my computer will work, my computer tripping. See, I told you my shit was tripping earlier today. Alright. Let's see what we got going on. Yeah, Gold's still just chopping. Yeah, so we might not take a setup to New York session. That's the way it's looking. That's the way it's looking. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Unless GJ retests or GU does something, we might just be waiting until New York session. How can you tell when there's low volume? Simply when you look at the candlesticks, right? So let's go to GU because there's a good example on GU. Just look at the candlesticks, right? So it goes back to the playbook, right? So when you go on Playmaker University, if you read the price action technical analysis playbook, and if you're not at Playmaker University, y'all need to join. But even if y'all don't join, you can get the book separately. Links all over the place. Get y'all's copy of the price action technical analysis playbook. And that's the very first thing we talk about in the price action technical analysis playbook, right? And what is that? It's the same stuff we were talking about during the TikTok lives. It's the 3 cycles. All right, we got the uptrend. We got the downtrend. And then we got consolidation, okay? Consolidation is a cycle with low volume. It's also called liquidity, but we're not going to get into that unless you want to get into that. But consolidation is low volume. Low volume is price struggling to make higher highs and higher lows. And the low volume also is showing us that price is struggling to break with the resistance level above it and the support level below it, okay? So with this being said, let's go look at GE really quick. So we can see here, in this candlestick, even these candlesticks, there's volume. But we can see here how, again, we started to slow down, right? So we see we have lower highs, lower lows getting made, and then we see here how prices started to slow down. The candlesticks are smaller, we see a lot more wicks, and we also see price struggling to break this support level and turn it into resistance, right? But when the volume came in, you see how price broke that level. You see what I mean? Same thing right here. You see how the volume slowed down, price struggled to break this level, rejected, right? Volume slowed down, price struggled to break this level. But you see here when the volume came in, it broke that level. You see what I'm saying? So again, low volume, if prices, and another thing again, if price is not moving, it's low volume. So when we look at gold, price is not moving, that is low volume. And what do I mean by price is not moving? Look at it. You see what I'm saying? It's not doing a damn thing. This is low volume. You see? I think barely missed my retest too, man. That's crazy. Barely missed it, but it's all good. We're gonna let it do its thing. We're gonna let it do its thing. No, it's all good, dog. You know, you don't know what you don't know, but I said, you just joined Premier University. It's going to take a little bit, especially when you're brand new, to understand everything, because trading is different from a lot of shit, right? It's like a whole completely different ball game. So you just gotta take your time with it. You just gotta take your time with it. Like I said, like I didn't get to this point yesterday. You know what I mean? Like I'm never gonna act like I just popped out the womb profitable. We've been doing this for a long time, right? I've been full-time trading, profitably trading since 2022. You know what I'm saying? It's 2026 now. And before 2022, I got into it like late 2020, early 2021, right? So it's been a little bit, but you just gotta take your time with it, and you literally just gotta put the time in and learn the shit. Then you gotta practice. That's really all it comes down to. So GJ's pushing. GJ's pushing nicely. GU rejected, and gold still not doing a damn thing. So we're gonna see how this hour wraps up. But like I said, I'm probably not gonna take a setup to New York session unless GJ wants to be nice to retest for me or GU do something. I might just not take shit to New York session. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up, y'all. The markets ain't doing nothing right now, y'all. Again, if you don't see anything between now and 6 a.m., I recommend not taking a setup at all. We do have news at 8:30, and there's another thing about trading. The more you're on the charts, the more you'll be able to pick up, like, okay, I'm not gonna be on the charts, right? Because you don't have to stare at the charts all day. There will be times where you can tell, like, I don't see anything I'd go for, so why stare at the charts all day? You know what I mean? Just go back to the next session. So yeah, we're gonna be on the charts New York session. We're gonna see what New York session got in store for us. As far as what I'm looking for today, I'm going to be looking for GJ buys as long as we can maintain a 210.35 support. I'm going to be looking for GJ buys. Of course, unless it flips back down to here, then we'll look for sells. But if we can maintain this level of support, we can look for buys. We're going to be looking to see if we can see a higher high get made today on GJ. GU, I'm looking for sells. So where I'm looking for sells at, you can look for sells here at 3,500, but I'd much rather wait for price to break below 34.80, 34.85 and hold that as resistance. So look for sells going down to 34.60. And then gold, we're bullish. We're bullish on gold, so I'd look for buys on gold unless we break below 51.30, 51.28. I'd still look for buys on gold. NAS100, I'm not going to look at NAS100. I'm just going to be looking at gold, GU, and GJ today. That's the game plan. Gold, GU, and GJ. We're going to see if we can take one more or two more setups to wrap up the month. But if not, that's completely fine because we're for the week or for the month, right? So there's no point in taking a setup just to take a setup. You know what I mean? Like we look at last week. Last week was funky. But guess what? We only traded 2 days out the week. But those 2 days we traded, we made money. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to trade every single day, especially if your setup's not there. But I do got a new video dropping for y'all later on today during New York session, so make sure you be on the lookout for that on YouTube. Have your noties on, and make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram Playmaker_Wait, TikTok _Playmaker_Wait_. All right, y'all. Also, make sure to join the free trading crash course. Catch you to the videos on YouTube and get y'all's copy of the playbook, y'all. But yeah, we're going to see what New York sessions got. And that's pretty much it, y'all. Do not waste the weekend. The weekend's just 2 days. And it's back to business next month. Peace. We out.